Experience Karen Hunter in a completely different way. Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're going to love me in Karen Hunter is Awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of The Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, you will not be disappointed. I was talking about number one on the call sheet, which was my number one. And really it is a look into, now we have several generations of Hollywood, of Black people like Michael B. Jordan, who are at the top of the call sheet, who are demanding certain things. And you even get to see how Eddie Murphy, forgot, it was Reginald Hudlin was talking about on Boomerang, how he wanted to have Strong J, played by Grace Jones, come in on a helicopter with in the box, and he said, but the studio, they can't afford it. They said we can't afford it. And Eddie Murphy's like, hold up. He said he made one phone call, hung up the phone, and I got my helicopter with and he said, and that's the power of somebody like that being in that position. Like, yes. And too many of us, and I was thinking about that, how we get to these places hat in hand, or we don't feel like we belong there. Yeah. So we don't want to make any waves. Yep. You're there to make waves. If you're that person that they depend on to make these billions of dollars that they can't make on their own because they have no talent. Yes. They can't write, they can't produce, they can't act. It's you. It's your Black ass, whether it's a basketball court or in front of that screen. Then you have to not just open the window or open the doors. You have to break them motherfuckers down. So now we got Tyler Perry with a studio. We got Cat Williams about to build a studio. Yep. I forgot somebody else just bought a whole. I know Issa Rae is going to build one. Issa Rae. Yeah, but I feel like now's the time. There'll be no excuses. None. I'm with you, and break them barriers down and exercise that power, man, because they depend on you to feel like lucky to even be there. Like you don't deserve to be there. They depend on your they depend on scarcity and that insecurity. And you gotta listen. People think it's arrogance and all this stuff, and they always trying to humble somebody else. I'm telling you, you have to get rid of it for yourself. It's not necessarily about denigrating anybody else. It will lift others up for you to be like, no, I deserve to be here. That's right. And I deserve to be treated right. And so does everyone in my vicinity. That's right. And even on another level, there's no Hollywood without Black people. Hollywood was dying until the 70s and what they call blaxploitation, which they also tried to, that saved Hollywood. But before blaxploitation, the whole minstrel thing, that was white people in blackface imitating Black people who were imitating white people on plantations. They didn't even know we were making fun of them on the plantations, and you're imitating us, thinking that you're imitating us, but you're imitating us, imitating you. Yeah. And you created a whole industry that gave birth, vaudeville and all that, to Hollywood. So there's no Hollywood without us. So agreed. So let me just play Reginald Hudlin's clip really quickly.
When he sent me the script for Boomerang, I'm like, this is great. And I'm sitting there with my older brother, Warrington. We had a meeting with the president of production at Paramount at that time. And he goes, look, I don't know how you're going to make this movie work. I go, what do you mean? He says, well, Eddie Murphy has a romantic lead. He's got those broad nose and big lips. And I was like, wow, you said that. You just said that. If someone says that, you should just beat their ass. But that's the game being played, because if we beat their ass, then we're fired. And then this movie doesn't happen, or it happens with a white director or whatever, and they get what they want. So this dude is nothing. This dude is nothing. Who cares? We're going to move past him and change everything, which is what we did.
That's right. Sometimes you got to use their tools and, let them you got that, but I'm going to have the big, it's like winning the war versus the battles, understanding that these are battles that we're in. Yes. But the objective, the due north is the goal. So you don't want to derail your progress. Is something I have to talk to myself about, because I can be super absolute sometimes with not letting people disrespect to a point that I know that folk don't even try to talk to me. Right. Because, I'm talking about people in quote unquote positions of power. They're not even going to bring me opportunities because they already know there's a pristine level in which you have to deal with me. but he's saying something, when confronted with these things, because that man that called him, talked about his broad nose and big lips is inconsequential, because that movie Boomerang with all black everybody in, not drug dealers, not prostitutes, not like powerful to the point that reporters were like, well, where are the white people? Eddie Murphy does a joke when he was on Arsenio, like, well, who's running this if there's no white people there? It's like, but I think that was groundbreaking.
I love that. I think also is like, in addition to it being groundbreaking and formative, like so many other like people saw themselves and then created art off of Boomerang. Like it's a classic. But I also think there's a value in being able to do what he did, which is essentially say to that dude, like, oh, okay, and then just move around. Like I think sometimes people lionize conflict and like this slamming on people. Like I'm gonna show them because I'm gonna win the war of words. I'm gonna put him in his place, and you can't wait to go on social media and share. Like I told them. But a lot of times, man, the real flex is being like, I'm paying you no, never mind. Like, you said what you said. I'm going to go make the best art I can make. And then we'll see who's right when you see that my shit was better. I used to get off on that. I'm not arrogant, but I'm very confident. I used to get off on that with writing for game theory, because I'd be like, this is my idea. And someone's like, oh, that's not going to work. And I'm like, okay. Like you don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna go work as hard as I can and present it back to everybody, and let's see who's right. And there, like, some of my proudest achievements was the projects that people was like, this is not gonna work. It's not even gonna be good. I don't even know why they doing this. And they'd ask me to work on it. I work on it and come back, and we be there, and the audience is laughing. So once the audience is laughing, you can't deny it, right? Because that's the job. The job wasn't to make the writers laugh, it's to make the audience laugh. And then it's like, you know what, man? That was good. You did a good job. And I'm like, I like that. And so, yeah, you can't always get caught up in every battle, because the war is bigger than just that one thing. Like he said, if he would have crashed out on that, man, we might not have Boomerang, or it's made by some white dude, or it's starring some white man. It's not the vision that we got. And I'm glad he persevered through that.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, all right. What are you watching?
All right. I'll try to go fast. Chaos.
You don't have to. We got time.
Oh, okay. All right. Chaos from Rockstar to Killer. It's a 3-part docuseries on Netflix. It's about a French rock star who killed his movie star lover, and it happened in real life. And this fool said, yeah, we just went back to the hotel. She fell and bumped her head or something. Like, we was arguing, but then she fell. The French press, everybody was like, okay, well, I guess that's what happened. Then the autopsy come back. It's like, this woman was beaten to death. He like, okay, what really had happened, she started talking shit to me, and then she was trying to attack me, and then I had to defend myself. Once again, another crazy thing. And what the most interesting part of it is watching like French press and how they deal with misogyny, because it is bad. Like, I thought it was bad over here. It's even worse over there. And this ain't no old ass story. This is a story from the Me Too era. Like, wow. where like, cause Me Too was slower over there, cause they was like, no, it's okay to be a sex pest. That's part of the French, or whatever. And it's like, nah, if I'm a woman and you violate my rights, ain't no, this is the culture. Like, y'all need to stop, right? So he goes to trial for her murder. His ex-wife, who he left on the day that she gave birth to their child. He left her in the delivery room to go be with this actress woman. His ex-wife comes and testifies at his murder trial for killing this other woman. She like, he ain't never hit me. And they was like, well, if she said he ain't never hit him, but I mean, clearly this was just a one-time thing.
Wow.
He gets out, go to live with her. More drama. She left a message on her parents' phone. Hey, I think he did do that stuff. He's starting to trip on me. So it was real good. But the most interesting thing was watching the press and just how like ingrained some of these things were. It was like, well, I mean, if a woman talking to you crazy like that, I mean, what's a man supposed to do? It's sad that it happened. But I'm like, are you saying this in front of a camera and everyone in the room can see you? Crazy.
What attracted this to you?
I love a documentary. So as soon as I seen this docuseries pop up, I was like, okay, I've never even heard of this man. I gotta find out what it is. And then speaking of which, The next one is a docuseries also on Netflix. Gone Girls, the Long Island serial killer. Now, I had read a little bit of stuff in the paper about this, but I hadn't followed it like that. And I think I heard a podcast about a little bit about it once. But oh my God, the police corruption and inefficiency that led to so many women losing their lives and not even having it investigated until it was well past time. It is disgusting. Like them people on Long Island, like the police chief at the time went to jail. He went to jail for some other stuff that was corrupt, but it wasn't until he went to jail that they actually investigated this clearly serial killing. They had found 4 bodies at the same time, and he was like, we don't know. It could just be a series of deaths. We don't. And everybody like, it's in the same area. We don't feel safe. And it's like, oh no, don't worry, y'all. They were sex workers. So if you're not a sex worker, you don't even got to worry about it. Which basically means we ain't trying to find the killer. So they ended up finding them eventually. But the way that it takes you through the story, and it does a great job of humanizing them, finding their family members, and talking about the girls, because I think people hear stuff like sex working is just like out of sight, out of mind. That's not a real person. And
how is that? That's somebody's baby.
Right. No empathy. Right. Something happened in their life. They matter to some people. So it was good to see that. I thought it was really well done. The last things are, I watched Wicked on Paramount Plus, I think is what it is. Peacock. Thank you. I've all these streaming services, but I watched Wicked. It was good. And I was really surprised at how good Ariana Grande was. Like, I knew Cynthia Erivo could sing. I expected greatness, but Ariana Grande was really good playing that goody bad, nice nasty. She was that thing she was doing with the hair. She was killing me with that. It was funny. The special effects was amazing. The songs was good too. I did realize watching it that musicals kind of get to cheat compared to other forms of media, because you can do a song to do character development. And so you ain't got to do a whole lot of like building up to the plot. If you don't want them to like each other, they just got to do a song together where it's like, I don't like you and I don't like you. And later on, we best friends. I'm like, did y'all become best friends, or the song made y'all best friends? But anyway, I liked it. And it was like, I didn't know the story, so I didn't know about the musical stuff. It was real smooth how they connected it to the Wizard of Oz. Like there was like nice little sleights of hand where I'm like, oh, I do remember that. Yeah, the flying monkeys. That's where they came from. Like, that was cool. And then there's a new anime series, 8 episodes long on Netflix, based off video games, called Devil May Cry.
I saw that.
Yes. The animation,
it had devil in it, and I can't do the devil.
I knew you wasn't. Yeah, I knew you wasn't gonna bang with this. It's fine. But the animation is top quality. They spent the money. It looks great. It's funny. The music is funny because it's like 90s, that like Linkin Park / them people that made All About the Nookie. Like, it's that kind of era music, which I guess mean we getting old, because I'm like, when did this
that down?
This the soundtrack to some turn this shit. Anyway, but it's good. It's got a nice vibe to it, and it's just really well drawn. It reminds me of Castlevania as far as the quality of the animation. So I would highly recommend that. And the last thing I'm watching is Black Bag. Now this movie I had to pay for. It's on wherever you pay for movies. Is Soderbergh, who that's the dude who directed it. And let me look at this cast, because this cast, it's like Michael Fassbender, the woman that played Hella in let me see. Kate Blanchett. Yeah, Kate Blanchett.
Oh, all right.
Pierce Brosnan, Naomi Harris.
Wait, hold on. Roger
Jean Page.
Yeah, Naomi Harris, the Bond woman. Okay, all right.
I had it would have slipped past me. The movie came out in theaters like maybe 3 weeks ago. It's already on streaming.
What's it about?
Okay, so they work for like the secret intelligence service in like Europe, wherever they at, right? So they all spies, and they get the word that one of them people in the organization is a traitor. And so Michael Fassbender is the main character, and he got to figure out which of the people in the crew is betraying people. And his wife also works there. So like she on the list of possible traitors. So like somebody sicks him on the rest of the crew to be like suss out who is betraying who. And the way that this thing starts, like it's a real good. Don't do other stuff while you watching it. Okay, this one of them ones. Yeah, it's only an hour and a half, so it's not requiring a long period of time. But everything means something, and also the acting and the dialogue I just love, because like in the opening scenes, they have a dinner. And he put some of that true serum stuff in the food in the dinner. And so that people start wilding out, talking crazy each other. And just the way that they like maneuver and the acting that you get out of those moments was so fun. And like everybody's dating everybody and everybody got beef with everybody and different people work different places in the department. I won't spoil any of that, but like seeing those people interact with each other is real cool. So I think I might be a big Soderbergh fan, because he's made so many movies that when I think about him, I'm like, damn, I like that one. I like that one. I think I like all his movies basically.
This cast though is fire. So you got top drawer Michael Fassbender. I don't think he's done anything horrible.
Yeah,
you got one of the Skarsgård.
Actually, don't write up here. Don't write up if you did, y'all. I don't want to know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't need to know. We don't need to know.
Scared.
Oh, that's good. I might hit a couple of those. I don't know if did you finish White Lotus?
Oh, I haven't even started White Lotus yet.
Okay, all right. Never mind. Then I just for that one scene, you should probably just go to season 3.
Just fast forward to
go to that
episode.
one. Yeah, that I think is episode 3 or 4.
Experience Karen Hunter in a completely different way. Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me in Karen Hunter is Awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power, a 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.